Math Avengers! The Math Marauder is at it again! Are you all here?
Where else would I be?
I'm always here.
Me too.
Now that the children can multiply and divide by 2, 5, and 10, the Math Marauder doesn't want them to use what they know to solve math problems.
I think we should remind them of Rucksack. That will help them solve any math problem.
That's a great idea! Let's take a look at the steps of Rucksack. Read, understand, choose, solve, answer, and check. Do we remember what each of these steps does? Well, let's look at them more carefully. Read. When you're doing a math problem, read the question carefully. Read it twice if you need to, and make sure you circle any important information. Understand. Do you understand the question? What are you trying to find out? Are you putting things together? Are you putting them in groups? These are the questions you should be thinking about. Choose. Choose a method you will use to solve the problem. What sum do you need to write? Do you need to write a multiplication sum? Or do you need to write a division sum? Solve. Do the sum and find the answer. Answer. Answer the question. Not just the answer to the sum. Go back and look at the question and answer it in words. Does the answer fit what you were trying to find out? Check. Always check your work. Use the opposite to check your working out. If you did a multiplication sum to work out the problem, do a division sum to check it. If you did a division sum to work out the problem, do a multiplication sum to check it. All right, now that we remember the steps to Rucksack, we're ready to start.
What is this? The Math Avengers are teaching children to use what they know. I have to stop them. I know. I'll tell them not to look carefully at the problem, but to think about what they're doing.
Now, let's show them how to use Rucksack so that they'll be able to work out when to multiply and when to divide.
Whatever you say, Mistress Multiplication. All right, everybody. Look at these sums, write them on your whiteboard, and work them out using everything you've learned about multiplying and dividing 2, 5, and 10. Are you ready? Get set? Go! Have you finished? Good. Now let's check your work. Here we go. 4 times 5 is 20. Very good. 7 times 10 is 70. Excellent. 8 times 2 is 16. Next, 3 times 10. 30. Fabulous. 6 times 10. 60. You guys are doing great. Now let's look at the division. 35 divided by 5. That's right, it's 7. 16 divided by 2. Great job, it's 8. 90 divided by 10 is 9. Really good. 55 divided by 11. I can't fool you. It's 5. 6 divided by 3. I thought I wasn't going to fool you with that one. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Now, go back and take a look at the sum 3 times 10. Could we write it the other way round? 10 times 3. If we did that, would we get the same answer or a different answer? Excellent. In multiplication, it doesn't matter which way around the first 2 numbers go. You will get the same answer in the end. So, 10 times 3 and 3 times 10 will give you the same result. Now let's take a look at one of your division sums. 90 divided by 10. Let's switch that around. 10 divided by 90. Would we get the same answer? That's right, of course not. You can't do the same thing with division that you do with multiplication. You can't switch the first 2 numbers around. You guys are doing fabulously. Great job. Now, we are going to use what we've learned about multiplying and dividing by 2, 5, and 10, and what we've remembered about Rucksack to help us work out some problems. Here's the first one. Remember our steps. First, we read the problem carefully. Not just once, but more than once. And find the important words and numbers. Here we go. Theo had 8 notes in his money box. Each was a €5 note. How much did Theo have altogether? Let's read it again. Theo had 8 notes in his money box. Each was a €5 note. How much did Theo have altogether? What are the important parts of that problem? Well, the numbers, of course. We have an 8 and we have a 5. We're going to use those. We have the word each. That's important. We have the word altogether. understand. Make sure you understand the question. How much did Theo have altogether? So, we're putting something together. Something is going to be getting bigger. We also have the word each in the problem. So, if we're making something bigger and we have the word each in the problem, will we be multiplying or dividing? Very good. We're ready for our next step. Choose. We choose what we're going to be doing. We are going to be multiplying. 8 times 5. That is our sum. Now, solve the problem. 8 times 5 equals? Work out that sum. That's right. 8 times 5 equals 40. Now we answer the question. The question is, how much did Theo have altogether? Remember, we want to answer in words. Theo had €40 altogether. That is our answer, not just with the sum, but with the words as well. Last step, very important. Check your answer. 8 times 5 equals 40. We did a multiplication to work out the sum. Now we need to do a division to check it. 40 divided by 5. Let's work that out. Does the answer make 8? Yes, it does. So our answer is correct. How did you do? I knew it. That was fabulous. Let's do another one. Here is the next problem. Remember our rucksack. First, we read. There are 7 passengers in each minibus. How many passengers are there in total? Let's read it again. There are 7 passengers in each minibus. How many passengers are there in total? What are the important parts of this problem? Well, we have the number 7. But we need 2 numbers for a sum. Where are we going to get the second number from? That's right. We count the number of minibuses. There are 10 minibuses in that picture, so our second number is 10. We also have the word each. That is important. And the words in total. Those are important as well. So, let's move on to our next step in Rucksack. Understand. How many passengers are there in total? Do we understand that question? What is the question asking us? Now, the important words, as we said, are in total. Remember, that means together. So, we're putting things together. Numbers are going to be getting bigger. So, we're ready for our next step. Choose. Do we multiply or do we divide to work out the answer to this problem? Well, if we want the numbers to get bigger, we must obviously multiply. Very good. Our sum is 7 times 10. Ready for the next step? Solve. Work out the answer to this sum. 7 times 10 equals? Fabulous, 70. Okay, our next step is, of course, to answer the question. And we don't just answer the question with the number, we answer it with a sentence. The question was, how many passengers are there in total? So what sentence do we need to answer that question? Excellent. There are 70 passengers in total. That is the complete answer. Well done. Last thing we must do, and this is very important, we must check our work. Since we did our sum as a multiplication, we check our sum with a division. 7 times 10 equals 70. So how are we going to check it? We're going to check it starting with the 70. 70 divided by 10 equals? Work it out. Don't just write the 7. Work it out. Because if you are not thinking about it, you are not actually checking your work. Work it out and see if your answers match. Yes, very good. So we have gotten that one correct. You're doing so well. Here comes another one. Here is the next problem. First, we read. Very good. There are 12 toy cars. How much would it cost to buy all these toy cars? Let's read it again. There are 12 toy cars. How much would it cost to buy all these toy cars? What are the important words and numbers? Well, we've got the number 12. But we need more than one number to make a sum. Where are we getting our second number from? Very good. From the picture, we can see that each of these toy cars costs €2. All right. We also have an important word in our question, and that is the word all. So, we need to understand the question. How much would it cost to buy all these toy cars? So, are we putting the cost of all these toy cars together, or are we splitting them apart? Very good, we're putting them together. So, we're ready for our next step, to choose our sum. Are we multiplying or are we dividing? Excellent. If we're putting all of them together, we are multiplying. So our sum is 12 times 2. Work out that sum. Good. 12 times 2 equals 24. Now, we need to answer the question. We need to answer the question, remember, with a sentence. How much would it cost to buy all these toy cars? It would cost €24 to buy all these toy cars. Very good. Now, the last step, and one of the most important, check your answer. What is the opposite to 12 times 2 equals 24? We start with the 24. 24 divided by 2 equals, now remember, you must work it out. Very good. It equals 12. Well, you got that one right. Here comes another one. Here's the next one. First we read. There are 120 tins. How many tins will go on each shelf? We'll read it again. There are 120 tins. How many tins will go on each shelf? Now we pick out the important words and numbers. We have the number 120. Where are we going to get the second number that we need? Very good, from the picture. There are 10 shelves in this picture, so the second number we need is the number 10. We also have the word each, which is very important. So those are the important things in the question. So we move on to step 2, understand. How many tins will go on each shelf? So, are we putting things together or are we sharing them out? We have the word each in the question. That means the question is asking about each shelf separately. We are sharing the 120 tins between those 10 shelves. So what are we doing? We're ready for the next step. Choose. Are we multiplying, putting all of this together? Or are we dividing those 120 tins between those 10 shelves? Excellent. We are dividing. Our sum is 120 divided by 10. Work that out now. So, we've solved the problem. Now it's time to answer the question. The question was, how many tins will go on each shelf? Well, if we look at our sum, 120 divided by 10, the answer is 12. So, what is our sentence? How many tins will go on each shelf? 12 tins will go on each shelf. Very good. Last step, very important. We need to check our work. We chose a division to work out the answer to this problem. So, what sum do we need to write to check the answer? The opposite of division is multiplication. So we need to multiply to work out, to check this answer. So, if our sum was 120 divided by 10 equals 12, our checking sum will be 12 times 10 equals, work it out, don't just write, think. Very good. Equals 120. Fabulous job. You're doing great. Here comes another one. First, read. There are 18 sweets. How many sweets will go in each bag? Read it again. There are 18 sweets. How many sweets will go in each bag? Let's find our numbers. 18 and, very good, 2, because there are 2 bags. We also have the word each. That's very important. Now, understand. How many sweets will go in each bag? What are we doing here? Are we putting things together separately. That's right. We want to know how many are in each bag. If the word each is in the question, we know that this is a good division. We will now choose our sum. 18 divided by 2. Next step, solve the problem. Do it. 18 divided by 2 is... Very good. It's 9. Now, we answer the question. How many sweets will go in each bag? What's our sentence to answer that question? Good. 9 sweets will go in each bag. Finally, don't skip this step. It's very important. We check our answer. We did a division, so we check our answer with a multiplication. 18 divided by 2 equals 9. So, we need to work out 9 times 2 to make sure that the answer is 18. Very good. We've done it beautifully. All right, guys, you're doing fabulously. I've got one more, but I want you to do this yourself. Remember all the steps of Rucksack. Here it is. Did you finish? Of course you did. Did you follow the steps of Rucksack? Obviously, because you guys are fantastic. So let's take a look at this problem. There's 40 cents in 1 cent coins. How many 1 cent coins will go in each box? Okay, we read the question carefully. Find the important numbers. The number 40 we got from the problem. The number 5 we got from the picture. Okay? And we have an important word. The important word is each. And the word each is in the question. So, understand the question. How many 1 cent coins will go in each box? The each in the question tells us that we are going to be sharing. So, choose. Are we multiplying or dividing? Excellent, we are dividing. So, our sum is 40 divided by 5. Now we solve the problem. 40 divided by 5 is 8. Excellent job. Now, we must answer the question. Remember, we need a sentence to answer the question. How many 1 cent coins will go in each box? 8 1 cent coins will go in each box. And finally, we write a sum to check our work. The sum that we wrote to solve the problem was 40 divided by 5. What sum do we need to write to check our work? Excellent. We do a multiplication. 8 times 5 is 40. You've got it perfectly right. Well done.
It's not fair. These Math Avengers are just too good at multiplication and division.
Math Marauder, you'll never win with our math heroes around.
won this time, Math Avengers, but I'll be back when you're doing something else. Perhaps measurement would be an easier subject to destroy.